Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in the world. I am just Mike. You are watching and you are listening to episode 19 of the Rock Out Wild Show. On the docket, we're going to look at on this day in film and television, as well as wrestling, as well as music. We're going to react to a movie review of mine for the Expendables 3. That'll be on shortly, but I'm going to kick things off with the main event, so to speak. So it's not actually the main event on this day. Wrestling will be the main event for this very episode. As you know, as you saw from this title, I'm going to go behind the scenes of my own top 10s, the Make Rock top 10 songs of the week. So that's all the stuff that I have covered for this very episode. Now, if you haven't done so yet, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below this video. Click that notification bell to get all of my content coming up later in the future. You can also like this video and share this episode of the Rock Out Wild Show and spread the word about this show to everyone that you know. All right, so I'm going to give you something that I've been doing for about 10 years. And it's something I've been wanting to do for a while now, is that I'm going to give you a little peek behind the curtain, so to speak. Now, I do this thing on Facebook called the Make Rock Top 10 Songs of the Week. I've been doing this since March of 2015. And it's something that I really enjoy. And some people also really enjoy it on Facebook as well. This is the first time I'm ever really going to go in depth with this right here on YouTube. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to share a couple of things. First thing I'm going to do is share a website for you all. So I'm going to open up a tab to the website that I have that has to do with my top 10s. I'm going to see if I can find it. If not, I will have to go to Facebook and look for this. I might have to do that. So I'm going to go on Facebook just for a quick second. Go under while I'm actually doing this, I'll actually share the screen that I have coming up. Hang on, that's not what I wanted. Mike McRock top 10 songs. Here we go. So this is more like it. So I'm going to share the screen. Present, share screen, and show you all a few things. So this is the Facebook page of the Make Rock Top 10 Songs of the Week. I got about 159 likes and 163 followers. As you can see, there's a picture there, a couple of pictures there. And right here, I'm going to click on this. And this will direct me to the website that I want to share with you all. So I'm going to share this tab instead. All right, so this is my website that I made roughly about a year or so ago. It's like a revamped. I used to do free stream webs, free webs or something like that. Now I'm doing I think it's called Vista or something like that. Yeah, Vista WIX, and it's really, really cool. This is pretty much what I put up here, and stuff like that. Get in touch, never miss a beat. And there's a Let's Chat down there. I never really used the Let's Chat thing on this, but I'm going to go to the countdown section, and this is where I keep all the countdowns on this tab. So right now it's April the 22nd as I'm recording this. It's not May the 7th just yet. So this is why you're getting a little bit behind on the weekly charts here. But that's all right. I'm going to click on this, and this will be the week of April 13th to the 19th, 2025. And this is what my top 10 looks like as we speak, as of this recording right now. We got, as you can see here, Gravity by Lacuna Coil, 13 weeks in the top 10. Slow Burn by Phantom Elite just debuted. By a Monster's Hand by Volbeat moved up to from number 9 to number 8 in 3 weeks. Paper Tiger by Arch Enemy. It's on its 7th week, and it holds at number 7 for a second week. And then we got the longest reigning song on the countdown currently. Blood Dynasty by Arch Enemy, spending its 16th week on the chart, moving down 2 spots from 4 to 6. Aimless by Mercy Drive is holding at number 5 for 3 straight weeks. And then we got Disturbed with I Will Not Break, that's moving up. Guaranteed by May 7th. That song could be number 1. And I will keep you all updated with these top 10s going forward as well. Cross the Divide by Epica is holding at number 3 for a second straight week. Then we got A Hope in Hell by Bleed From Within. That's 3 weeks in number 2, spending 10 weeks on the chart. And then we got at number 1 for 4 straight weeks, I Believe by Killswitch Engage, which also spends its 10th week in the top 10. And then you got stuff like, your Facebook share, Twitter, LinkedIn, and the link right there. And all the other top 10s are right here. I think it all goes down to maybe 2024, 2023, somewhere around there. So that's pretty much what the top 10s on this website looks like. I will show you the link. I'll go back to the home tab, and that is the link right there. If you want to copy it or whatever, do something, go look for it and search for it. And then we got the About section, and that picture I could probably change to probably my picture. I've never really gotten around to change that picture at all. Really, that picture is just a template form, and I actually put that up there. Music. I don't know if there's anything in the music section. Well, there is, but I never really got around to look at these at the music tab on this. New album, stuff like that. Yeah, this is sort of stuff I never really got around to look at. And then you got the contact. Just type in your name, email, phone, and your message there, and then send the message. Odds are I would definitely get it if you decide to contact me through those fields. And then you got the I think that's the SoundCloud tab, and obviously the Facebook and Instagram and speakers. That's probably to listen. So that's That's what the website looks like. And there's also another thing I wouldn't mind. Whoa. I almost exited out of StreamYard for a second. What I'll do is I'll go into my my documents, because there's a document I wouldn't mind sharing. I don't know if I can actually share screen this, but I'll try it. Let's see. I actually, you know what? I don't think I'll be able to because it's not a tab. But really, what this document is that I have a document saved on my computer where I ranked every single top 10. I mean, every single song that came and went on my top 10 for the past 10 years. And I have over 400 songs on there. And basically, it's all in order from number one is the most weeks on the top 10, and down at the very bottom is the one that had the least amount of weeks in the top 10. There's over 410 songs on that list. Many more will come on there as well. And if right now I'm looking at the list. Right now, if I scroll down, there are 411 songs. I was really, really close. I don't think I will be able to actually share it. I will try it though. Percent share screen. Let's see. No, there's no way I can. Window? Documents. Oh, here we go. Yes, I can share it. So right now I have this actually up. I actually didn't think I was able to do this, but I can. The StreamYard actually let me. So right there at the very bottom, I don't know if you could see it, but there's only a few songs that only spent a 1 week in the top 10, and they're all there right at the very bottom. And if you scroll all the way up, all the songs are there listed, every single one of them. The only songs that are not on this list are the ones currently in the top 10 as we speak. So when I put a song out of the top 10, then that song will go on this list that I'm showcasing right now here. And there's songs there for 13 weeks, 14 weeks. And if you scroll all the way up, I'm going to really jump and scroll all the way up to the very top here. And Deceiver by Arch Enemy holds the record for most weeks in the top 10, as you can see right there. 24 weeks. And the other thing that's right next to it is how many weeks they have been at the number one spot. So a song like The Wolfie Feet by Nita Strauss and Alyssa White Glutz spent 23 weeks in the top 10 and 8 weeks at number one. And then so on and so on. So yeah, but they are all listed all in order from most to least. So that's a little look about behind the scenes of what I do in my top tens here. Another thing, right beside me, I have a few sheets of paper. Now on these sheets of paper, all these are songs. Now, you're probably wondering, Michael, what are all these songs here? Well, these are songs that I keep right on the side only because if I see a song upcoming that I want to put in my top 10, I will put them on this list right here. And I have two binders right beside me on my bed here. So I'm going to whip out one. This is the big blue binder. In this binder are all my top 10s from 2015 up to 2018. So there's about 4 years worth of top 10s in here. And the last thing in here is the McRock Top 30 Songs of 2018 right there. And that's pretty much all that's in here. And there's another binder, a black binder. I actually transferred my top 10s from one black binder to another black binder, which was this one, because the other binder was starting to get broken. So I have all the top 10s listed in here, including that one you saw on the website right there. And so every single top 10 from 2019 onwards is right in this binder. Now, you're probably wondering, Mike, why are you sharing all this now? Like, why do this now? Well, because the Make Rock Top 10 Songs of the Week, it's now celebrating its 10-year anniversary this year. And I also made an announcement on Facebook back in September on the Ultimate 500th edition way back when, where I decided that 2025, this very year right here, 2025 is the final year of the top 10s. That's it. The top 10s are no more after 2025. That's it. I'm done. And I actually feel satisfied. I don't feel bored presenting these top 10s at all. It's still really, really good to me. It's still really cool to me. And that's the best thing about it. I don't want to get burnt out doing and presenting these top 10s, and I still feel really good about these lists. I have something else upcoming for next year that I'm working on as we speak, but for right now, the Make Rock Top 10 Songs of the Week, its final years this year, 2025, that will be done. That chapter will be closed, and that's that. That's why I wanted to give to you all a peek behind the curtain of how I present all of these lists that you can find on that website that I showed you. Well, some of them anyway. Uh, and if you want to know about a certain year in a certain week, feel free to contact me through that website or through Messenger or Instagram or whatever you have. So that is my opening topic of behind the scenes of the Make Rock Top 10 Songs of the Week. Now let's get into a reaction of a movie review that I put up over 10 years ago. And this movie review is for The Expendables. Now let's see which Expendables movie this is. This is the third one. So I will be reacting to The Expendables number 3 movie review. So let's present, share screen, Expendables 3 movie review, tab audio, share. Let's full screen this and let's react in 3, 2, 1, go.
Gunfire, explosions, predictability, and with a whole lot of cheese. We have to get into the chopper!
We have to do.
Hey, what is up, all movie fans in the movieverse? Welcome to the Mike McRot Movie Review YouTube channel. And right now, I'm going to talk about a movie called The Expendables 3. And this is pretty much all you need to know. This is the exact same story out of the first and second Expendables. So don't expect a good plot line or a good story or any Oscar-winning performances from any of these actors. This is just one of
Yeah,
those sit back and
true.
relax and
Very true.
enjoy some meaningless action and suspend your disbelief. That pretty much sums it up in a nutshell. But I
Mhm.
will talk about some of the characters in this movie. Sylvester Stallone pretty much plays himself. Arnold Schwarzenegger pretty much plays himself. Jason Statham pretty much plays himself as well. But you also have the additions of guys like Harrison Ford, who was
Yeah.
actually pretty good. He was definitely one of the better actors in this movie. And so was Wesley Snipes. And even though
Was he Snipes?
I would have liked to see more of Wesley Snipes in this movie. I like that they showcased him really early on and used him somewhat in the movie. I thought the addition of him was excellent, as well as Antonio Banderas. Now, I know a lot of people don't like Antonio Banderas because he was an annoying character, but I thought he was annoying in a really good and funny way. He was really entertaining. But to me, out of all the actors in this movie, I have to say the best performance out of anyone was Mel Gibson. This guy
Mm.
was awesome as a villain. This guy
Yeah,
could
I still
win
remember.
the award for Villain of the Year. So, with that being
Sort
said,
of
Mel
remember.
Gibson, hands down, even though he was a parody of himself as he is as a person, he has that reputation of being a loudmouth now. He was excellent. and I could tell that he was really enjoying himself as a villain. I like to see Mel Gibson do more villainous roles in his movies.
Yeah.
That would be something incredible for Mel Gibson. But with all of that being said, the acting overall wasn't all that great. Yes, everyone is a parody of themselves. I
Pretty
just
much.
wish these
Pretty much.
guys were characters instead. And just let them have characters and have some character development. Now, with that said, there were some moments where you got to know some of the newer characters, which was really cool. I thought the addition of the computer guy was pretty good because he sometimes you need a young guy with a really brilliant mind, a computer illiterate kind of guy that kind of tells you, oh no, these things are going to happen in this movie, and like the battery is running low, and the guy didn't charge it. You had Dolph Lundgren, who was solid. He was all right. So, but with all that being said, I like the addition of him. I like the addition of Ronda Rousey in a sense where she was a
Ronda
real
Rousey was
badass
in
in
it.
her fighting scenes, but when it came to her acting, yeah, she could definitely work on that. She wasn't the greatest actor in this movie. And I thought out of the young characters in this movie, Kellen Lutz was actually decent in his
Oh,
role,
what?
and I actually had a really good character. He was a
I don't
guy
know what
that
that
kind
is.
of didn't like authority and he always questions authority. So that was a nice element to throw into this movie. But a lot of these guys were just shoehorned in this movie just to be shoehorned in this movie, and it was like, how many people can you fit into one movie? It was just
Right.
it was like watching a movie with way too many characters.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the action scenes in this movie, wow, they were really CGI'd. A lot of it was CGI'd. And you were thinking, when these helicopters were spinning and they were going this way and this way and this way, I'm like, that doesn't happen. And
Yeah,
you
it's a
see all
thing of
these guys,
disbelief.
like that stuff doesn't happen. But some of the action scenes, like I said, were glorified in their CGI, but some of it came off really good as well. So it's kind of hit and miss in the old action scenes area. It kind of didn't flow as well as good as the first or second ones. To me, out of the three Expendables movies franchise, this has to be the worst one because to me, when I was watching the first one, there was a lot more one-liners. There were more funny moments. This one only had a few chuckle moments, and that was it. I expected a lot more and a lot better when it comes to those aspects, like the one-liners, like the comedy bits. More that could have been done a lot more in this movie.
Sure.
So overall, I would give this movie probably 53 points because of those reasons.
Hmm.
Now, with
Okay.
all that being said, if you saw this movie, what did you think about it? Feel free to chime in, comment below, and tell me what did you think about the Expendables 3. And also, you can hit that you can hit that subscribe button down below this video to get Mick Rocked.
Yeah, so that's my reaction to my review for the Expendables 3. Some of it's starting to come back to me now. Mel Gibson being in it. I sort of vaguely remember Mel Gibson in that movie. But yeah, a lot of the Expendables movies just feel the same and look the same after a while. They don't really stand out from a pack. So yeah, that's pretty much it there. Now let's look at the core stuff that you normally get to see on the Rock on Wild show, and that is on this day for May 7th, 2025, in the world of film, television, music, and wrestling. That is the main course for this very episode. So let's go. Let's present. Share screen, film and television, and let's look at what happened in film and television for May 7th. In 1947, Kraft Television Theater premieres on NBC. In 1960, Richard Rodgers and Oscar Hammerstein in Hammerstein's musical Flower Drum Song, directed by Gene Kelly and starring Miyashiki Yumiki closes at St. James Theater, New York City after 602 performances and one Tony Award win. In 1965, WAOW TV Channel 9 in Wazuzu, Wisconsin, ABC begins broadcasting. In 1977, Kurt Wheel, uh, Bertolt Brecht, and Elizabeth Haputisman's musical Happy End, starring Christopher Lloyd and Meryl Streep, opens at Martin Beck Theater, New York City, and runs for 75 performances. Please forgive me if I did not pronounce those names correctly. In 1987, Diane Chambers, Shelley Long, final episode on TV comedy Cheers. In 1995, revival of Bud Schlugberg's stage drama On the Waterfront, adapted from his screenplay from the 1954 film Closest at the Atkin Theater, New York City, after 8 performances. In 1996, comedian Martin Lawrence suffers a nervous breakdown. Yikes. In 1997, science fiction film The Fifth Element, written and directed by Luc Besson, starring Bruce Willis and Mila Jovovich, is released. Then the most expensive European film ever made. In 2006, 52nd British Academy Television Awards, Help Best Comedy, Doctor Who Best Drama. In 2011, Pirates of the Caribbean, On Stranger Tides, directed by Ron Marshall, starring Johnny Depp and Penelope Cruz, premieres in opening weekend and makes $350.6 million. In 2017, MTV becomes first major award show to adopt gender-neutral categories. Emma Watson, Best Film Actor, Millie Bobby Brown, Best TV Actor. In 2017, Baladubi 2, The Conclusion, becomes the highest-grossing Indian box office film, ever earning $120 million. In 2022, Berklee College of Music bestows honorary doctorates to Beatles drummer Ringo Starr, bassist Chuck Rainey, composer James Newton Howard, and R&B singer Lala Hathaway. And that's pretty much everything that happened for May 7th for film and television. Now let's look what happened on this day in music. So I'm going to stop camera and see what's happening in the world of music. We got the Eagles, number 1 with Hotel California on this day. In May 7th, 1977, the Eagles topped the Billboard Hot 100 with Hotel California, the 4th number 1 hit in the U.S. At 6.5 minutes long, the record company hesitated to release it, but the band refused to shorten the song to accommodate for radio airplay. Described by the band as an interpretation of the high life in Los Angeles, it became their signature hit, receiving a gold certification from the RIAA 3 months after its release. The title track of their 1976 album was awarded the 1977 Grammy for Record of the Year, while its guitar solo remains one of the greatest of all time. In 1968, while flying back to the UK after his final show with Bluesology, Elton John devised his stage name. In the cabin, the singer-songwriter asked Bluesology's horn player, Elton Dean, and lead singer, Long John Baldry, if he could combine their names for a solo act. After several years of performing under the pseudonym, the artist legally changed his name to Elton Hercules John on January 7th, 1972. He had since sold over 300 million records worldwide and is one of the best-selling musicians of all time. In 1966, the Mamas and the Papas topped the Billboard Hot 100 with Monday Monday. The first hit was a day of the week in its title. Monday Monday was also the first single by a mixed gender group to reach number one in the US. Written in 20 minutes by Papa John Phillips, the group reportedly all hated the song, aside from its songwriter. Interesting. But Phillips had the last laugh. In addition to its chart success, Monday Monday also won the 1967 Grammy Award for Best Pop Performance by a Duo or Group with Vocal. In 1974, on May 7th, Led Zeppelin held a launch party at New York City's Four Seasons Hotel to celebrate their new label, Swan Song Records. Overseen by manager Peter Grant, Swan Song released several Led Zeppelin records and was home to Bad Company, Maggie Bell, Pretty Things, and Dave Edmunds, among many others. In 1971, Arnold's Cove, write that one down. In 1971, Arnold Corns, a band formed by David Bowie, released Moon Age Daydream. Bowie later recorded the single for his 1972 record, The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust, and The Spiders from Mars. The song shares its title with a 2022 documentary on Bowie, which was the first Prometheus film about his life to be approved by his estate. In 1988, write that one down. In 1998, singer-songwriter Eddie Radford passed away at 56 of lung cancer. During his career, he composed numerous hits, including Elvis Presley's Kentucky Rain and Patch It Up, as well as Ronnie Milsap's Pure Love. His last studio album was released in 1998. And then we got some stuff that, some of the birthdays on May 7th in music. We got Teresa Brewer in 1931, Thelma Houston in 46, Bill Kreutzmann from the Grateful Dead was born on this day in 1946. In 1955, Steve Diggle from Buzzcocks. That's right, Buzzcocks. He was born on this day. 1969, Eagle Eye Cherry was born on May 7th. Lyndon David Hall was born on 1974. And Matt Helders from Arctic Monkeys was born on this day on May 7th, 1986. Now it's time for the main course, the main event, and that is looking at on this day in professional wrestling for May the 7th. So let's see what's going on here. In the land of professional wrestling, I see a picture of Ric Flair with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat there. Let's see. In 1917, this is how far back we're going here. Stanley Lewis Zbyszko defeated Americus to win the World Heavyweight Championship in Kansas City, Missouri. In the year 1989, the National Wrestling Alliance presented Wrestle War 89 Music City Showdown from the Nashville Municipal Auditorium in Nashville, Tennessee. The highest profile match of the card saw Ric Flair win the NWA World Heavyweight Championship from Ricky Steamboat in the third and finale match in their Legacy 1989 trilogy. Famously, the three matches took the top of three spots in that year's Wrestling Observer Match of the Year award. This particular bout finished second. After the match, Terry Funk attacked Ric Flair and shockingly drove him through a table with a pile driver. Funk, along with Lou Thesz and Pat O'Connor, had been seated at ringside as judges to determine a winner in the event the match went to a 1-hour time limit draw. This attack kayfabe sidelined Flair for 2 months and set up the historic Flair Fug series. Also on the show, Michael Hayes defeated Lex Luger to win the NWA United States Championship. In the year 2000, WCW Slam War took place from the Kemper Arena in Kansas City, Missouri. The main event saw WCW champion David Arquette defend his title in a triple threat triple cage match against Don Dallas Page and Jeff Jarrett. Double J won the match and the title when Arquette unexpectedly turned on his ally Page and let Jarrett defeat him. After the match, Mike Awesome threw Chris Canyon from the triple height cage and through the stage. Yikes, that had to hurt. This stunt was considered to be in hugely bad taste, taking place in the same arena in which Owen Hart fell from the ceiling to his death almost a year to the day from the incident. Yeah, interesting timing there. In the year 2002, Scott Hall, one of my favorites, was released from WWE after a pattern of unprofessional behavior accumulating on an incident on a flight back from the UK that was dubbed the plane ride from hell, and we all know about that, due to the misbehavior of various members of the roster. In 2005, Ring of Honor held its first event in New York City with Manhattan Mayhem taking place at the New York Hotel. In the main event, the Rottweilers, that's foreshadowing, Homicide and Low-Ki, defeated Samoa Joe and Jay Lethal. Earlier on the show, Joe had defeated Lethal to win the ROH Pure Championship. Austin Aries also defeated Alex Shelley to retain the ROH World Championship. In the year 2007, on an episode of Raw from State College, Pennsylvania, Edge defeated Mr. Kennedy in just 10 seconds to win Kennedy's Money in the Bank briefcase. This was done because both Kennedy and World Heavyweight Champion The Undertaker suffered muscle tears in the same week that were predicted to result in long layoffs. The decision was made to therefore have Edge take the Money in the Bank case so he could take the title from The Undertaker, which he did the following night at SmackDown tapings. As it transpired, Kennedy's injury was much less serious than first diagnosed, and he returned to action less than a month later. And in 2018, on Night 3 of Progress, Chapter 68, Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Cassius Ohno in the final of the 2018 Super Strong 16 tournament at Alexandra Palace in London, England. Then we got some notable wrestling birthdays on May 7th. We got Will Ospreay, who was born in 1993. Ellie Smooth, who was born in 1970. Owen Hart was born on May 7th, 1965. And Ray Fernandez, who was born on this day in 1957. And that's all the stuff that happened in professional wrestling for May 7th. And that is episode 19 of the Rock Out Wild Show. Right now, I'm going to end this episode with a quote, and it goes something like this: "You are a radiant soul, deserving of love and kindness. Embrace your uniqueness, your flaws, and your strengths. Cherish the person you are, for you are a masterpiece in progress. Take time to nurture your mind, body, and spirit. Celebrate your journey and all the experiences that have shaped you. Remember, self-love is not selfish. It is essential for your well-being. Embrace yourself with compassion and acceptance, for you are worthy of all the love you give to others. You are enough, just as you are." I am just Mike, and this has been episode 19 of the Rock Out Wild Show. And on a final note, to all of you watching and listening to this episode all around the world, get plenty of rest and always do your best.